Baseball. We've seen it in Hollywood movies, also on international sports channels on television.
That's a fair ball.
A game that's quite popular in the Western world has slowly started to grow its roots in Bangladesh, where sports like cricket and football are most popular. The Daily Star has talked with Sean Moore, the coach of Bangladesh national baseball team and one of the pioneers of the game in Bangladesh.
So as I mentioned earlier, my family has been in baseball. My family's really been in a lot of athletics. So growing up, sports was always around. For me, my baseball journey started at Galileo High School in San Francisco, where I played and actually ended up going back and coaching. Did some college coaching in Rhode Island at Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island, NCAA Division III. From there, I actually went to Canada and signed a contract to coach the Moncton Mets, a team in the Maritimes, and Crandall University, so Canadian college baseball. And ended up here in Bangladesh, now where I'm the national team coach. Realistically, really, it was just luck. We have an expat league for softball, and the Japanese community was already heavily involved in the baseball here. And one of the guys said to me, "Hey, we know who you are. Did you know there's a baseball program here?" And that's how I found out about the program, believe it or not. And it really has turned around from that day. But I didn't realize baseball was actually here in Bangladesh.
Establishing a new game in a country is always challenging. So was the case for Sean. The American coach shared his journey about the obstacles he faced in his early days of coaching baseball in Bangladesh.
A lot of obstacles, anything from getting to the field or actually having a field to play on in reserve, to making sure we had equipment for the players, which is still to this day an issue. And those were some of the roadblocks we faced and we still face. Equipment being the biggest one, making sure we have enough baseballs and gloves. In a country like Bangladesh where none of these things are actually made, we have to get them imported from the United States, Japan, Canada, etc., etc. Step by step, we're still taking on some of these challenges with regards to equipment.
Right.
We're lucky enough that we have coaches from Canada, we have coaches from Japan, and people like myself from the US. We're able to bring back equipment whenever we do travel overseas.
Right.
So we're very lucky we do have those connections.
Baseball in Bangladesh started from very little. However, they are now a certified national side with an official federation and with recognition from the Olympics. Sean's goals are now to play more international games and grow his team gradually.
Goals that we have for our program are to continue to build our national team. We do have a really strong national team right now. The goals are really just to keep improving the players towards better international competition, to continue playing against better teams to make us better. So our goals really are oriented around playing and practice and more structure for our team. First arrived, our head coach Hiroki Watanabe and a few of the others were there, working basically on sandlot baseball is what we call it, grassroots baseball.
Right.
They had an organization, they had structure, but nothing like to where the magnitude we have now. Right now we have a set national team. We are an Olympic certified sport in Bangladesh. We're BFA, Baseball Federation of Asia certified, which enables us to compete for an Olympic spot, World Baseball Classic qualifiers, West Asian Olympic qualifiers. So going from where we were before, which was just having local tournaments, which would be national tournaments, to now having those national tournaments, but also going on the international level, being world ranked. We've competed in 2 tournaments so far. The first one, a lot of people don't actually know we have been to. We were actually competing in India for our first tournament. And that actually went well. We got our first victory ever there against India. But the big one was the one in 2019 where we went to Sri Lanka for the BFA West Asian Baseball Cup, where we did well. We actually surprised a lot of countries, especially the last game where we did beat Nepal and actually earned some points and some rankings. So we've been to 2 tournaments so far, and we're looking forward to going to 2 more very soon.
Alongside being the coach of the national baseball team, Sean Moore is the director of athletics in the International School Dhaka, popularly known as ISD. Sean believes his student athletes in ISD must be committed to academic and athletic excellence.
They go pair in pair in a lot of ways. In fact, what we promote here is student athlete. Student is the first word, athlete second,
Right.
which of course puts the priority in your studies. You can't be a student athlete at our school unless you maintain high grades, good behavior levels, and you're a good and outstanding citizen in the community and represent what we call Hawk Nation to the best of your ability. So our students have to be held to higher standards because they are wearing ISD across their chest, or Hawks. We hold them to high standards. It's a commitment and pursuit to athletic excellence in a lot of places, but here what I do is I call it the commitment and pursuit to academic and athletic excellence. Right? Work-life balance, and they learn that right here. They learn that in order to put in work, you get better results. Student athletes have a more tougher schedule, I'd say, much tougher schedule than an average student. They have to train. They have to go through the practices. They actually have to perform in tournaments or events. But they still are held accountable for the same thing everyone else is, making sure they're at class on time, making sure they're behaving, making sure they're doing their studies, working hard to get good grades. This translates and transforms into real everyday life once they're out of here. It really helps the individual go through different challenges they may face at work when they're older or in college or university, and with schedule-wise and organization.
Similar to every other sports, baseball players also have their own rituals to stay fit. Coach Sean shared the workout and nutrition routine that his players follow in order to stay sharp on and off the field.
For sure, there's quite a few different workouts that baseball players do use. Strength training is one of the things that we do use, but more popular nowadays is the HIIT training, CrossFit style training, anything that really just gets your heart rate up fast and then down, up fast and down. So we do a lot of those type of dynamic workouts with our team and with the students here at ISD for our athletic program. The beautiful thing about this is that we now know that as athletes, everybody's different. We can't put everybody on the exact same diet as we used to, so as coaches and trainers. So with regards to baseball players, depending on the position, pitchers or defensively, outfielders, infielders.
Spending over a decade in Bangladesh, Sean has made a lot of memories traveling around the country with his family. The coach recollected some of those experiences with the Daily Star.
Some memories I have are just traveling around the country with my family and seeing parts of Sylhet, the tea gardens, the resorts, walking, running through some of the places with the running group I'm a part of. Just all those green areas, opens, and those are some amazing photo book memories that you see out in magazines that you really get to experience in life here. Right. Being part of that with my family and exploring the country and everywhere from Russia, to Sylhet, to Cox's Bazar, to here outside Dhaka, the Ghazipur area, anywhere in the outskirts. Those are memories I will always hold, being able to see the country.
The national team coach believes that he and his side will have a long way to go to progress. He has a special message for everyone who wants to be a part of this global progressive game in Bangladesh.
Still a new sport in Bangladesh, but it's an alternative sport for everybody to play, not just men, but for women. We have a women's program here in Bangladesh. We are here, we exist, and if it's something that anybody is interested in doing, they can reach out to us, come out to a practice, and actually try to play. That's the whole point of this, is to develop baseball in this country. And we want to be able to show people that, yes, cricket is an option, but there's also baseball here too. Baseball will never compete with cricket. We don't want to. We want to be two separate sports. People can enjoy baseball, people can enjoy cricket, people can enjoy other sports. So we are an option. We do exist. We have a program here. If anybody is interested, please find us on social media. We are on social media too. Actually contact us to see if there's a place for you to play in Dhaka, Cox's Bazar, Chittagong, etc., etc.
Ashfaqul Mushfiq, The Daily Star Sports.